Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Of course, don't be a doofus. It's our first attempt at a panel show, um, and I don't know. Maybe we've got some wires crossed as far as time zones and things like that. Not everybody is here. Had a couple drop out. Unfortunately, both of the ladies that were supposed to join us dropped out. And I'm disappointed in that because, in my opinion, women have played an incredibly large part in what is considered a revolutionary movement. And to not have their voices represented, I feel does them a disservice. And hopefully, if if there's an interest and we do another panel, we'll be able to get a couple of them on and arrange a time. But we've got Apollo with us, and we got Mr. Galaxy Boog with us. And the first topic, and we may be joined by DH, and we may be joined by Captain Black. They are both supposed to be here, but haven't made it yet. Right before we're recording around 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time for those of you watching, and right before I came back here to record, I got a notification of a video from Philadelphia, and there's between 5 and 10,000 people in the streets in Philadelphia right now, which I anticipate will grow in Philadelphia and will grow around the country over the death of Walter Wallace. So let's just start there. What went through your mind, Mr. Galaxy Boog? Let's start with you. What went through your mind when you heard about the shooting of Walter Wallace?
Why, at first, why didn't they use tasers? Why did they shoot to kill instead of shoot to immobilize? And it's like, to me, the right to fair trial was completely gone out the window at this point, and he lost his right to fair trial, to actually get the justice, whether whatever the incident occurred beforehand. It's like none of that matters anymore, and the rights are being denied, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Apollo, what went through your head when you heard about it?
Obviously, we see this as becoming a regular occurrence, a few times a year now, and I don't know what's going on with this, but I mean, I have more of an extreme view on it because it's like I'm a possible victim, you know what I'm saying? And I know that if that's my child, I can't speak for that situation, but that is horrific. We seen it, we know the options they had, but if that was my child, I'm not gonna be honest with you, man. I'll do that life sentence, to be honest with you. That's where a lot of people's mindset is. It's just like, you know what? We don't know who's orchestrating all this crap that's going on. And then there's these people that got so cocky, they're killing people in the open on camera, and they know they're breaking the law and they don't even care. So I'm at the point where I'm like, extreme measures like that, you got to be in an extreme state of mind, even if you ain't willing to take a person's life, you got to think like, okay, if that's my son, something that's dear to me, I ain't gonna have no control of my reaction, and then I'll live with that. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of people's state of mind is, man. This is like some crazy stuff going on, bro.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. It's important we have these discussions, especially now. We're like 4 days away from Election Day, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Is voting important? Apollo, since we're on you, is voting important?
Voting is very important, and voting is going to be even more important once we do what I'm trying to do with you, which I'm really is trying to bring together good thinking, good hearted people, and let's create our own politicians. You know what I'm saying? Let's get behind them with the money. Let's get behind them. Let's push this. Like you said, 4 years to make it happen. And all those people that are against what we're trying to do, we don't even need to listen to them right now. Let them go on with their agendas and do what they're doing in their sector. We got to get the ball rolling because politics, laws is the only thing that's going to make stuff change. Obviously, people standing up, it's being orchestrated. People should stand up, but what's going on is being orchestrated. And I'm just saying, like, so we got to do stuff that we ain't did before. Well, we ain't never came together, and we ain't never tried to do something with like-minded, good-hearted people moving off of straight, pure goodness. And we need people like that to come together and get the money together, and let's get our own politicians put up in these White Houses and all these Senates and Congress. Let's make this happen. It's way long overdue. The only way it's going to change anything, man.
Yeah, it's going to take 4 years to do it, but it is a possibility.
Right.
Galaxy.
Yeah, voting is extremely important, and to me, this is probably by far the one of the most important elections, uh, because I mean, look at who we have um, running right now. In my opinion, they're both absolute crap. Uh, they you've got one that has had every opportunity to bring peace and unity amongst the people, and has said everything to not. And then you've got another candidate that has been in politics for 40 plus years and has done absolutely no good. And I mean, we live in America, and these are our best options right now. You've got to be kidding me. But these are not our only options. We have third party, and it's not just throwing your vote away. If enough people actually voted, then there might actually be some change.
Yeah, I agree. It's not. Um, I think the way it's set up right now, voting third party is not going to make a difference in this election. However, 4 years from now, we can be in a much better place. But this election is important because are we even going to get a vote 4 years from now? You know?
So,
All right. It kind of ties in with the Walter Wallace, but police. We have so much monolithic thinking in our country. We have, everybody that looks like me is supposed to think one way. Everybody that looks like Apollo is supposed to think one way. Everybody that looks like Galaxy is supposed to think one way. And we impose that upon other things. All police are bad. What is your opinion of police in general right now, Galaxy?
there is good police, but that's becoming very, very rare. Um, to me, a good police is going to stand up and actually, uphold the law, whether it be their own. Um, because right now it's more of a gang mentality amongst police, and they only watch out for each other. And even if they do wrong, they're still going to watch out for them. And to me, that's no longer, representing the people or protecting the people. That's protecting your own brothers in blue. And that's not the way this was ever intended to be.
Yeah.
It should be different. I don't know where things changed with that, and police is as a whole was just completely become a corrupt organization, in my opinion. Unless you're going to stand up and either arrest or speak against your brother in blue that has done wrong, then to me, you're a bad police officer.
Okay. All right. Apollo?
I can't give an exact date, but I know for sure that I remember hearing the FBI putting a warning out that the police systems across the nations were being infiltrated by a bunch of, white, quote unquote, white nationalists and white supremacist style groups that were from hate groups. And I ain't trying to, I don't like to say white supremacists and white nationalists because it's like, I don't like people referring to stuff with the saying black this, black that. So I prefer you call it what it is. This racist group has been infiltrating the police department. The FBI spoke on it years ago, and all of a sudden it got brushed under the rug. And so if you look at the current actions that is going on, man, it's people that been wanting to do what they're doing, but now they can do it legally, and they got someone backing it, and then they got someone in the top stirring the pot, and then you got money on the other side that's putting these fake protesters out here to stir the pot with that. And it's like they're playing this game of I don't know if it's the elite or who this is, but end of the day, it's just like, police, people don't want to dislike you, but the good ones got to step up more. You got to start getting the ones that are bad. You hear the talk in the locker rooms. You know the personalities of these guys. Y'all need to start exposing that and having courage to stand up and do that, because yeah, there's lots that needs to go on throughout this nation that need to be fixed. But one thing that's being shown is that people are getting killed on camera with no hesitation, right in broad daylight. And man, something's got to be done about it. Else it's going to get really ugly, man, because you ain't going to have no choice but it to get super ugly. No one's not going to sit and tolerate that. You know, this is, as a black man, this is different. You guys, I respect you too, but you will never understand the feeling unless you living inside the shoes.
Absolutely.
You got to drive to the store and you work hard 40, 50 hours a week, and you got to drive to the store nervous, and you have license, insurance, good job, good money in your pocket, and you still got to worry based on this stuff going on. It's like, dude, that's not a comfortable feeling, man, you know?
No, and you're exactly right. And I'll never claim to know, you know, what quote unquote that life is.
Right.
But I do want what we're doing to happen. I want both of you sharing what your lives are, you know.
Man, I'm sure me and him got way more in common than he think. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you wake up every day and you just want to enjoy the time on this earth and then see other people enjoy their time on this earth, it's very simple, man. That's, with me, it's very simple. And I feel like people get on that thinking level, they ain't come together, and it's like, but you also gotta have a defense part to you. You know, you can't just be no lie and a laying duck, like sit there and let stuff happen also, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I just wish things could change. And like I said, people got to just start doing stuff different that we ain't ever tried before, because all the other stuff obviously ain't worked. And this is a United States problem, man. This ain't just a black problem. This ain't just a white problem. This ain't just that. This is a United States problem, man, and it's horrible, and it's stirring up stuff that don't need to be stirred up, and it's the divisions there and everything. And it's like, the good got to go against the evil. That's the end of the day. That's the only message I can push. The good got to stand up to the evil, man. And it's a war, man. And it doesn't have to be a bloody war, but it's a war going on, man. The good versus evil. It's really that simple, man.
You mentioned fake. You said fake protesters. Let's talk BLM and Antifa. They've kind of become lumped together now. We're learning that a lot of protesters are paid to protest. Can you elaborate on that?
When you guys got time, go check out Tone Talks. You know, he's a guy that works with Yvette Carnell. They're with they're pushing this reparations bill that they put together. One is a lawyer and one was on the Hill before. They're really good. If you want to get information on Black Lives Matter, go check out Tone's latest video, because it's so factual. But think about this, I've been spitting this junk for a while. So Black Lives Matter started off, and this is just my perspective. So if someone don't agree with me, you're more than fine. I don't care who doesn't agree with me. That's fine. I respect that. But my perspective,
that's important.
Right. So my perspective is that it started off with a killing that someone witnessed, and it was just like, okay, this is unbelievable that this happened. Someone put out a slogan that caught fire. Then it was like, okay, it started off, okay, let's focus on helping these Black lives that are being taken away from us. We need everyone to come in with that originality of it. But then you get the big players with the money. And I'm starting to hear that the people, big players with money is one who initially wanted to put the push behind this. What the reason behind this is, I can't figure it out. All I can guess is maybe they don't like the United States. I don't know. Maybe they don't like our government. I don't know. But there's some people with a lot of money that are pulling the strings with that Black Lives Matter at this present day. Originally how it started, I can't say. But present day, it is people with a lot of money pulling the strings, and they're liking what they're seeing, because that's like me, and not to be disrespectful, but that's like me going around here saying all midgets lives matter, and it's me and a bunch of 7 foot tall dudes. How am I going to speak for all the midgets? You know what I'm saying? I'm not no midget. So it's like, why are you guys going so hard about this thing that you're not even putting the money nowhere? You just came and burnt up Minneapolis and ain't put a dime back in the city, ain't helping paint these buildings, ain't doing nothing, but got millions and millions of dollars. Come on, man. We know what's going on, but it's like people ain't, like I said, people got to figure out a way to stand up to good versus evil, man. There's some evil people pulling some strings, and they got money. And so it's like good people come together, put the money together, put everything together. And if you don't, people just got to do their part to get to attack this evil from all aspects. There's some evil stuff going on this earth right now, man.
Galaxy, talk a little bit about the group you're affiliated with, if you wouldn't mind. Educate.
As far as the Boogaloo, or the actual grassroots Black Lives Matter that have been fighting in the streets?
First of all, talk about the Black Lives Matter fighting in the streets aspect of it.
Because there is a difference between that and the organization, like Apollo was saying, and I've noticed the difference. I know that there are agitators that come out into the streets and cause problems. But I can also see the difference between people that are actually fighting for justice and protesting rightfully, and people that are agitators and are out there to cause violence, division, and destruction. I've been working with grassroots Black Lives Matter organizers and leaders of the NAACP in Lafayette and South Louisiana. I noticed whenever Trayford Pelleran was murdered, because he was fucking murdered, that local government and other organizations were automatically trying to take away from that, whether it be to cause disruption and take away from the justice that they were trying to, work towards. And we actually had just had a hurricane, and they were planning on doing a protest that next day. And you had local government and other organizations that were putting forth ordinances to one, limit protesters to 10 people, which is outright fucking bullshit and impeding on rights, and then 2, put a curfew out to where they cannot protest past a certain time, which I also thought was bullshit. So I went and I sought out the organizers, the protest leaders, and I reached out to them. I told them I would like to come help. I'm not trying to cause any violence, because I'll be honest, the Boogaloo has had a very, very bad misrepresentation the past few months.
That's why I wanted you to come on, and I wanted you to talk about that group. But go ahead and finish your story, and then talk a little bit about the Boogaloo.
Yes, sir. And I went down. I had a meeting with them about an hour before our first event, and I sat down. I told them my intentions, and they trusted me, and I planned on upholding that trust. And I did what I said I was going to do. I stood there, I protected them, I marched with them in solidarity, because I know that Trayford was murdered, and the shit's just fucking wrong, and they're getting away with it. As far as the Boogaloo goes, we are just a bunch of men and women of all color, creeds, and religion that believe in the Constitution the way it was written, and that it is for everybody, no matter color, creed, religion, or opinion, for that matter. Because I mean, we all have just somewhat lost touch with being able to sit down and have a dialogue amongst each other. The moment you have an opinion that differs, it's a problem at that point, and you totally look at the person different. It never should have to be that way. Things have changed, and we're just looking to bring peace amongst people and give them a common goal to fight towards.
Yeah.
We're not out causing violence, killing cops. Anybody that has, they're not affiliated with us. They may claim, or they may say that they're affiliated with us, but we will not claim them.
Okay. There's a big difference then between somebody saying, yeah, I'm part of that, and somebody actually being part.
Yes, sir.
Apollo, do you have a question about the Boogaloo movement?
I'm just curious. So, like I said, it's one of those things where you just hear what the media feeds you. You know, I don't really know. I can't say I've ever met one from Boogaloo ever in my life. And be honest with you, now it makes sense why he got the book on the back of his name. But no, I guess my thing is, you said you had all races and creed in your group or whatever. So what do you think attached a racial description to you guys' group when the media speaks to you guys? Because like I said, I don't know anything about you guys. I'm just curious.
Me personally, I feel just because I can't speak for everybody in the movement, but I'm raceless, not racist. And there is a very, very big difference between the two. I'm more for nationality and unity. I don't know if it's because we have a majority of white people that have just started to wake up and realize that this is not just our rights. This isn't just for us. This is for everybody. But that and a lot of the other races and religions and people of color they're not as outspoken with the movement just because of the affiliation of us being labeled terrorists. And I understand that, but if more people like myself are willing to actually put our faces and names out there behind what we truly stand for, maybe, hopefully, more will.
Right.
Cool.
Are you guys you guys affiliated with BLM at all, or what's you guys' connection? Is there a connection there at all?
We are two separate groups, but we stand for the same thing, justice and equality. And a majority of us are for Black empowerment, if not all.
Yeah, because I know, I mean, from personal experience, I did a little digging into BLM once, and I actually reached out to a couple of people that supported the movement. I don't know if they were technically a part of the movement. And one thing and even though, looking at they had some stuff, a couple stuff online when I was trying to dig into them. And one thing I noticed is that, it seems like they're not really for Black men in the BLM movement. And even though they're rioting and protesting, in the name of, Black men that are dying in the streets, and a couple of Black women, but the majority Black men that are dying in the streets due to police brutality, it seems like, their concern with the Black man isn't that important. It's like they got a lot more other priorities than actually the embezzlement of the Black man's situation. And like I said, I don't know how much you are connected to that group. You said you had dealt with them before, but like I said, it just seems like, it should be inclusive. Moving forward, everything should be inclusive, but it just seems like this group, it's like they're only focusing on certain sectors. And it seems more like if you're a heterosexual Black man, they're not really for you only. It's almost like they're using the death as a tool, but then they're getting all this other, I don't know if it's attention, all this other stuff from the protest, but it's just like, I'm still trying to connect everything, but something just smells extremely fishy with that situation. And I'm just speaking just from, strictly my perspective. Doesn't mean it's as factual or nothing like that. I'm in the analytical mode when it comes to BLM, because it's like, and I see a lot of stuff that I really don't like, that kind of rubs me the wrong way,
You're talking
Yes.
about the organization in general, not the people in the movement. Because
no, not the people purposely, but it's like, it just feels like someone's pulling the strings with that movement, man. It's like, because the thing about it is, in movements, you're going to have good people that have the intention of what the purpose of the movement is supposed to be. You're going to have that, and I respect that, and I 100% believe that. But it just seems like it's some top-notch players in that movement that's doing stuff, and I believe it's financially, it has to do with finance, with a lot of money moving around, and they're doing a lot of stuff. And I don't know whose agenda they're trying to push, but, it just seems like, it's the Black men that are dying. It doesn't seem like, based on their actions afterwards, doesn't seem like that's a big important. That's just the attention grabber. It's the death of this Black man, but the actual, okay, what are you doing with the attention you just got and all these millions of dollars you just got? What are you doing to help this Black man, something like this won't happen to the next Black man? What are you doing with that money? What are you doing for that community that, people that represent you went and protested in? What are you doing to help these people? Because like right now, our governor was just begging for money to get our buildings redone in Minneapolis. And it's just like, but like I said, out of respect, there's people that have genuine good hearts that have their intentions up here in those movements. So I can't really disrespect the whole movement. And I don't mean to come across that way.
No.
But I just smell some fishy stuff going on there, bro,
I understand. Like with the ones that I've been working with, they are for actual justice. They don't get paid for this. Nobody's pulling any strings there, and I know that. I see that. Everything that we do is funded by the community. We're not trying to deter from anything else besides the actual justice for the man that was murdered, Trayford Pellerin, or Ronald Green. There's no secondary agenda or anything that they're like, okay, this is the main point, and then they're going off to something else. They have been non-stop fighting for his justice, and the body cam release footage and everything has been straightforward. There's nothing else. Now, I can't speak for other organizations or other members of Black Lives Matter throughout the country, but the ones that I am working with, they're true.
You know what? I believe that, so I that's believable, because like I said, in every organization, you're gonna have bad apples. And that's like in the business world, that's in all across the world. And like I said, it just seems like I said, as things get worse and worse, it just seems like, a lot more money motivated, a lot of money transactions are happening. I'm looking at, and it's just like, in a lot of stuff that's like not really coincidental that is happening. That's like, and it's almost like they're stirring the pot. And it's like, I don't know who's in control of who's dictating this stuff, but man.
It's the people that have got to decide that and actually do legitimate research to find out. Like you're following receipts. I did the same thing. I know that they're not getting paid. Everybody's paying for this out of pocket.
And so, so who is Antifa? Is that like they don't like you, your group, or who is Antifa?
That was my next question.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's cool. No, it just shows we're heading right in the same flow. I was going to ask you both your opinions on Antifa.
Between what the media has pushed out and the actual Antifa,
there's usually
I know that there's a difference there too. That there's Antifa that it's just an ideology that, you know, government is fucking too tyrannical and overpowered at this point. And then you have those that are causing violence, just like the ones causing violence in the Boogaloo movement, in the Black Lives Matter movement, and other organizations. There are the ones that take away, and then the real ones that aren't doing anything. Antifa is just an ideology. It's
how do they all know where and when to show up if nobody's leading them?
Yeah, they're super organized, man.
It seems like it, right?
For nobody to be leading it.
I like with that I can't truly speak on because I'm not Antifa. But
it's just curiosity. I'm not trying to be condemning of anything or anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no clue on. I know social media played a big part in that before they started banning a lot of people and censoring. But just like me, we still have ways to communicate, and we will find ways to communicate. Yeah. So the people that are causing, you know, violence and out destroying a fucking town or a city, they're gonna find a way to communicate too.
Good point.
All right.
So what about Proud Boys? It seems like Proud Boys are connected with some powerful people.
Yeah.
Is that just perception? What do we?
My opinion, they've got money, and they've got money behind them. From what I've perceived, the Proud Boys is they're far right, obviously, but they're only in support of Republican views and trying to push those views onto somebody. If you disagree, or I mean, I wish we had one on here now so I could sit down and talk to them.
Yeah.
But this is just how I perceive things through my eyes, and I think they're just a little misguided. Okay. And that's just my opinion.
You think they're dangerous?
I feel like they can be.
Okay.
And they can be.
Apollo, what's your perception of the Proud Boys?
To be honest with you, I don't even know much about them, man. I don't invest too much time. I just hear the basics. You know, everybody pushes whoever is, and I keep it basic. You know, but
okay. They're the group that Trump referred to in the first debate. He told,
I remember that.
Stand by, stand back, but stand by. In other words, it's kind of like a dog whistle to be ready. They do the OK sign as their like their gang sign, and one of their leaders has said they are a gang. They're not a militia; they're a gang. So that.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
At this point, to be honest with you, the thinkers in my community, well, I ain't gonna say everyone's on the same page, but where we're kind of going direction it's turning into is that majority of this stuff going on is political. And not only is it political, it ain't trying to achieve nothing for our circumstance that we're in, that our people is in. And so it's going to get to the point, and I don't mean, like I said, I don't mean to tear down a whole group, but it's like, it's to the point where Black Lives Matter ain't for the black man, you know what I'm saying, or the black struggle that's going on. So it's like, we got to just let them do their thing and respect it and say, you know, we appreciate the attention y'all getting, but at the end of the day, it's just like, that ain't really doing what's needed to be done with our situation. Our situation is a situation we got to come together and figure out. And like I said, we love the unity, love the support, but some stuff is in-house, you know, and when stuff is in-house, you know, you can have more control of the narrative, you can have more control of the goals, you know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of problems, and the way stuff is being handled, yes, some of that stuff is appreciated. Like I said, this brother, I'm sure if he's speaking truth to me, I'm sure his heart is pure and he's got good intentions, but they got some corrupt people in his organization, you know? And it's just like, that's unfortunate, but that's, like I said, that's almost every organization that you look at across the world, different organizations, there's always some form of corruption or maybe a small little section of it. But at the end of the day, man, you know, my group or people that I associate with and people that like-minded people think like me is more just like, you know, we got to just put something together, get something going, because the movement right now, they're all out there. We don't dictate what they do, and it's just like, and we got goals we need to achieve, and people got to do what they got to do to get these goals achieved. And, you know, thanks for the support to people that do support, but at the end of the day, in-house problem is in-house problem. You know, some stuff happening. Like I said, I don't like the fact that I got to warn my sons to put their hands on the steering wheel if they ever get pulled over. It's like, man, my son's got driver's license and insurance and money paid in their pocket, go to work every day just like their dad, and in school, straight A students. I don't like having to feel like I gotta tell my sons that stuff. So yeah. It's like, yeah, we can march. Like I said, we really appreciate your support. But the end of the day is, man, this community got to come together and get things cracking. And like I said, part of that coming together is allies meaning good. Don't matter, you ain't gotta, you know, even though it's the focus for in-house black people gotta take care of, ain't nothing wrong with allies, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But what I don't like is that it seems like majority of these organizations are controlled by somebody else and got a different agenda than what the slogans and all that stuff is saying. And that's the only thing that slightly bothers me. And like I said, I'm not personally directing that at an individual, but it just seems like that from the outside looking in at the big picture, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's no disrespect to an individual. It's more just saying that something ain't right. And I think the way it needs to be handled is, you know, in-house first and external people, thanks for the support. Let's do this together. But it's a lot of stuff got to get done, man, within the community, man.
Okay, that brings me to my next topic. NFAC, not fucking around coalition. Not now, I'm not talking about, see, to me, there's two separate things. There's Grandmaster J and there's NFAC. Now, obviously, Grandmaster J is the NFAC, represents them, speaks for them, etc. But the NFAC, just with setting Grandmaster J aside for a second, I've always said that the NFAC is incredibly important. And the bigger it gets, the better it is and the safer it is for everybody, because the less, you know, the bigger you are, the less chance somebody's going to want to fuck with you. And where do you, each one of you, where do you see the NFAC?
Who first, you or me?
You, go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You go ahead and speak. You go ahead. You good to go.
Oh, I mean, I personally, the NFAC, I was always kind of a big fan. I'd followed them since the beginning when I first saw them, you know, sprout out in Georgia. I was impressed. I thought it was a good idea, and I distanced myself from the narrative that was being pushed from them, and I continued to follow him. I continued to listen to him and Grandmaster J, and I waited the opportunity for them to come to Louisiana, and I'm one of those people that search actual fact and reason, and I'm willing to go out of my way to find that. So I went down there in hopes of possibly bringing peace. Everything was fine for the first,
and a better understanding between the Boogaloo movement and NFAC, right? That is that
from the first moment he had said that, you know, Boogaloo had, you know, had put out threats to him, and that's just something that Boogaloo would never do. True Boogaloo boys are not somebody that are going to send a threat to anybody, let alone him. And that threw me off. I was concerned. I had tried to reach out to him multiple times beforehand and explain to him that that's not us, and I never got a response. So I mean, when I showed up in Lafayette, I showed up alone in hopes of, you know, not trying to seem any bit of it intimidating whatsoever. Now, at the event, we had the Black voters registration beforehand, and things, you know, shots were fired, not by any NFAC member or New Black Panther Party, but I still think that was staged to begin with. And anyways, NFAC came around the corner and they started having their protest. It was a speech more so, and everything was fine. I actually end up standing towards the formation for a majority of the entire thing, and probably about the last 5 to 10 minutes, I'm surrounded by NFAC members, about 4 or 5 of them, and they ask me if I'm Boogaloo. At this point, my gun's not loaded. I have my magazine out. My chamber's cleared. I'm showing no threat whatsoever. I'm actually there supporting them. I'm clapping for Grandmaster Jay because I believe in a lot of the things that he's saying. But it seemed to me like it was racially motivated to get me out of there.
Okay.
I don't know, like I was hoping that, you know, at the point where, you know, they started to leave, I would have an opportunity to step aside and you know, talk to Grandmaster Jay and, you know, hopefully bring peace and explain to him that we're not what you've been perceiving. And after I was surrounded, I was kind of asked if I was Boogaloo, and I told them yes, I am. I'm a state representative for Louisiana. And at that point, their demeanor completely changed, and they're like, all right, we're going to need you to stand, or, you know, move back away from the formation, away from everybody. I'm like, my gun's not loaded. Everything's been fine this entire time. I'm not causing any harm. I'm actually here to support you. And they end up trying to push me into a 3%er militia group that was not there in support of. And I end up just standing my ground, and I was like, I'm not with those stupid motherfuckers over there. I'm here for a different reason. And they end up kind of just pushing me back further, and I walked offset from that group, and I stood by myself. And I want to believe that NFAC is good. I really do. I believe that their intentions of bringing, you know, melanated people together is fucking beautiful. Excuse my language. I cuss a lot in general, so I apologize for that. But at the same time, I feel like they're also taking away from that, because a very, very large crowd of new Black Panthers were there at the voters registration when the shots rang out, and NFAC was not there. I feel like they're slowly trying to take away from the Black Panther Party in a way, and kind of, you know, separate the group instead of completely unifying them together. Okay. And that's just my perception.
Apollo?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I know I'm probably gonna get all types of threats to be called all types of coons and everything, but I don't even care. I'm gonna put it out there. Grandmaster Jay is an actor. Grandmaster Jay is trying to get his ego stroked. He's probably gonna run for president. It's all about ego. If you come into a leadership role with a God complex, there's something else going on with you. Any true leader is not there to disrespect his followers, to take a God complex. If you hint at you're possibly the Black savior that then came back to save that, and you hint at that type of stuff, talking about yourself damn near in third person, dude, you just told on yourself. I used to listen to this dude, Morning Mentals and all that, you know, just to see what it was about. Because, you know, to be honest with you, I'm going to say this, new Black Panther Party, Black people need some type of force. You know, we need some type of show of force, you know. But this goddamn, you, like I said, in almost all organizations in the Black community, man, I swear, these old ex-scam artists just whistle their way in. All they got to do is have some money backing them, or some type of, you know, charisma with the money backing them, and people's going to follow if they're saying the right stuff, you know. And so it's just like, then you get these little bad actors in there, and I'm going to say it, like, dude, Grandmaster Jay is an actor, man. He's a joke. He's got an agenda, and agenda involves himself. That dude is about him glamorizing himself. And man, if he probably, I'm surprised he don't walk around with a person carrying a mirror all day. He might as well, like the guy in what was that, Morris Day used to do? He might, yeah, he might as well get a guy to carry a mirror for him all day, because that's who it's about at the end of the day. And it's just like, you know,
mirror.
Yeah, and it's just like, and like I said, I know they're gonna be mad at me for saying what I'm saying. I don't even care, to be honest with you. My perspective is my perspective, and I observe before I speak. And like I said, it's some people in NFAC that got the right intentions, just like most organizations. There's some people in that group that got the right intentions. It's just they're being led by the wrong person, because he came with what they were looking for, and he's taking full advantage of it. And it happens in our community way too much, and that's why it's so hard to get the unity to stick, man. Because the people like him, and I said it.
Okay.
And I mean it. It's
I
like,
agree.
I don't care. You can get mad, whatever. Like I said, I'm not disrespecting him, but I'm telling the dude, that's not the person they should be following. He's not doing he's not going to take them where they think they're going.
Okay. All right.
And one last thing I want to say too about that. Whenever you get a person that interjecting separation immediately with no flexibility, I question that too. Because you can't fight against something that you don't like that somebody does and you're doing it yourself. You can't, that doesn't make sense. That logically, that makes zero sense. You haven't evolved. You can't be a leader if you haven't evolved. If you're sitting here looking, like I said, God complex, you told on yourself with your movements and your spirituality and your beliefs and the way he moves, he told on himself. That's my view on that guy.
Galaxy?
Yes, sir. I mean, I agree with a lot of the things Apollo said. It's just me being a person of no color, I feel like I can't say a lot of that stuff without being labeled a racist or anything else. So I'm very, very picky about the words that I choose and the way that I say things. I try not to upset anybody, but I try and also bring fact and reason into the equation.
That's why I don't like saying white nationalists, because I feel like I'm stepping on people. I'm generalizing the group. That's why I don't even like to use the word white. I like to say racist. You know what I'm saying? If I'm referring to someone that does a racist act, I like to refer to them as a racist. It's all about respect. At the end of the day, it's about respect. And that's why you don't feel comfortable doing it, because you want to show some respect. And the same reason why I don't feel comfortable about saying certain things, because I want to show a certain respect. I'm not going to generalize a people. I'm not going to generalize a group or organization or anything. You know, I'm gonna try to keep it respectful, you know, and like I said, some stuff is in-house, you know, and I appreciate that you respected that some stuff is in-house, and this is an in-house problem. GMJ is an in-house problem. There's about 7 other in-house problems that are in leadership roles, and they're flashy and got money, and they're and people follow that because, man, you know, it's a lot of, you know, psychological stuff that didn't happen to my people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that why they act the way they act, and it's just like, that's why some of the stuff is in-house, because it's like, man, the family got some stuff going on that the family needs to address, and what the family's been doing ain't been working, you know. And like I said, we appreciate the real allies that's their hearts is pure and they're really trying to help their human, you know, our man, you know what I'm saying? We're all together, man. We're humans, you know what I'm saying? And so they're showing that support. That's greatly appreciated by the people that knows what's really going on and that's trying to really get this figured out. That's greatly appreciated, just to let you know, man.
This is just a start. Yeah, I think it's a good start. I honestly, I'm glad nobody else showed up. No disrespect intended to anybody else that was supposed to be here. I'm glad it's just the 3 of us on this first one. I got one more topic, but before I get to it, would you 2 consider doing this again?
Man, no problem, man. This is what I'm here for, man. I want to leave this place better than I came in it, man. That's my movement before I leave this earth, man.
We'll set something up after the election, and we'll see if we can't get a couple of more, because we've talked about some groups, and there may be some members of those groups that want to come on and explain what we don't know about them. I hope there are.
I hope they would come and defend themselves if we're wrong in what we're saying. Come and correct that.
Absolutely. I've done this whole the whole purpose of this thing has been for me to learn and to share what I'm learning. And that's been the whole purpose of this. It's all about equality, justice, freedom. And I think all 3 of us are kind of on the same page as wanting all of those things for all people.
Yep, you just gotta communicate, and everybody gotta get, like I said, man, at the end of the day, once everything comes together, you're gonna look up and it's gonna be good versus evil, man, because that's what's going on, man. This earth is full of a lot of bullshit, but you know what? There's way more good on this earth than bad. I don't care what no one tells me, man. But we just everybody got a problem. Like I told you last time, Doofus, we're like a family, we're cousins, remember? You know, and it's just like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not gonna come tell my uncle how to do his family, but I'm there for his family. But I'm not gonna tell him how to do his family. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. It's really got to get to that point, you know.
And white people have got a lot of things we need to take care of within our own house. As far
you guys got in-house. You guys got in-house business. That's why I don't like to speak too much on that. So y'all got in-house business too, and I believe it's a way more productive thing done if someone within that house speaks up. You know. Because if I say something, I'm going to look like I'm a black nationalist and I'm racist and all these terms that I came up with. So I would prefer someone step up and talk to the people that look like them. Since we're separated and based on this stupid pigment, let's, for now, step up and tell the people within your group, hey, we ain't hearing you. We ain't with that. You're not accepting. And like I said, I got to get like-minded people in myself. They're like, hey, We ain't got time for this. We trying to achieve a way more better goal than this petty crap you guys are out here doing.
Yeah, that's the God honest truth.
All right, final topic. I need both your opinions. Is there going to be violence? Is there going to be violence because of this election?
Yes, it's going to be stage violence.
Okay.
And I only said, like I said, I'm going to be brief on that. It's going to be stage violence. It's like some stuff, you know, you can't control, but there's, like I said, I mean, no disrespect to my man's on the panel. And when I say that, I'm just saying, I still feel like the organizations that's out here in the streets, some of the people got good intentions, some of them got the, what are they called? The agitators. The agitators is finna make it that way, man.
Okay. Galaxy?
I agree. There's going to be stage violence. I mean, they've already perpetuated this weaponization of fear and division amongst not just everybody, but the left and the right being a majority. Let's just say one of the two wins. They've already planned for war. They've been pushing for that for so long now that you've got some people that are willing to die for a political official, which is fucking outright stupid.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is just, it's just mind blowing that people want to die for Donald Trump. I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
Well,
But
let's end it on that.
doing this topic, this panel, this discussion, hopefully before that were to happen, we can actually get people to fucking talk, like open that dialogue open again, and have people understand that even though you have a difference, it's fucking okay. There's not a problem with it. You don't need to let the person any different.
You know, the thing that it's always baffled me, stealing somebody's yard sign. You know, somebody puts a yard sign up, and somebody comes and steals the yard sign because they don't like who you're supporting.
That's crazy.
And that is a violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution to begin with. And you know, if you don't like what somebody's supporting, put 25 signs up in your own yard on who you support. Leave them alone.
My neighbor has literally 25 freaking Trump signs in his yard right now, and I have no problem with it. You live your life the way you want to live it. That's okay with me. As long as you don't intrude on me and try and push your values on me, I am perfectly fine with you doing what you do.
Okay.
I agree. No, but
Apollo, your last word.
My last words is, man, Black community got to come together. Thanks for everybody, all the allies, everybody, Black, whites, Asians, Mexicans, you know, Latinos, all you guys, you got to clean up your house. Whatever issues you see going on in your house, it starts with you, all the person with the knowledge, all the thinkers, all the strong people. Stand up to the people within your group. Get them on board or get them to the side. Because here's the catch. When it's time to come to the dinner table, we're going to leave the kids at the kids' table. All the grown adults come to the big table, we're gonna make some change. And we ain't gotta get violent, we ain't gotta do nothing crazy about it. But you know what? Like I said, the police brutality, that we gotta take care of, but it's also allies, you know, stand up to police, good police, you know, you guys back the blue, you know, hey, that's what you do. Hey, where are you at? To your buddies that's in here acting crazy, killing all our people on camera with no problem. Y'all want unity, let's get unity. But like I said, the people within your group, stand up, clean up your house, get your house in order, because it's about time we make some changes in this country. This country's being ran by a bunch of people with money that's using us like we're toys.
Galaxy, last word.
Peace and unity. Just keep working towards it. Open that dialogue back up.
All right. I love you both. Thank you so much for being on here.
Thanks, Galaxy. That's Doofus. Thank both of you too, man.
Hey, we'll do it again. We'll do it again depending on how things play out. I'll be in touch with both of you, and we'll set something up for probably the middle of this coming week, right after the election, if that's cool.
Right, and also I just started a channel too, man. So everybody go subscribe to Apollo Ezekiel's channel. We're gonna start having conversations, and I'm gonna have Doofus on my channel.
All right, I'll be there. I'd love to. Galaxy, you want to promote anything you want to promote?
I don't really have anything else to promote after all the censorship that I've been dealing with. Besides, all I got is a Twitter and a YouTube.
Okay.
So it's Galaxy Rapper at Twitter. Galaxy, and not a lyrical rapper, but a vinyl rapper. So WRAA or WRAPPER.
All right.
The YouTube, Raw Scats and Boys is just a bunch of like-minded men that have just, same topic, same panel, all of us from across the nation that are just sitting down and opening that dialogue. We don't have an official page yet, but we are working on it.
All right. Thank you both. We'll see you again here real soon. It's the American Doofus Show. It is a pleasure hosting. Love you both. Power to the people. Peace and blessings upon both of you and upon all of you watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. This has been our first panel discussion, first of hopefully many. I hope you enjoy it. Please hit the subscribe button. Please like and share, because I think there's some words here that everybody needs to hear. Until next time, if you got somebody to love, hang on to them. If not, find somebody to love. God have mercy upon the United States of America, and may he bless each and every one of you. Till next time.